Yo, good morning. What's up, everybody? Oh, dude. What is going on? Sorry. Stream's up a bit late this morning. I got sidetracked with something I wasn't expecting, so I do apologize. But we're here. That's what matters. It's good to see you guys. Um, we will be getting into some day 24 of Witcher 3, yeah? And it will be, obviously, August 4th edition of video gaming news. Yeah? Hope everybody's day is going well. Let's go ahead and do what we do. Let's hop in here and get this news segment going. All right? Let's do it. Uh, uh, uh. Let's go. There we go. Go. Woo. Hope everybody's moving faster than I am this morning. Goodness. Gamer, what's up, dude? My dude. What is up? Yo, 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 dude. What's going on, buddy? How are you, man? Oh, dude. We got some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news. Let's go. Some region reveal stuff, yeah. Let's don't go with USA Today. How about that? Yeah, let's go with Tech Raptor. Yeah, Elden Ring is easily one of YouTube's most popular game categories. That's not surprising. I mean, the entire Soulsborne series, those are very very popular segments to watch on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah. Someone beat the $20,000 Halo 2 challenge, guys. Wow. No way. That sounded very, very difficult, man. We'll take a look. I'm guessing they'll talk about how they verified it too, so we'll take a look and see. LG expands gaming offering with Google Stadia Pro. Let's see what this is. Woo. Blizzard reportedly cans WoW spin-off MMO. See what's going on there. Samsung Gaming Hub adds Amazon Luna support today. Okay, I'm not going to dive into this article specifically because we've hit on some Samsung Gaming Hub news as of recent, so I don't want to rehash a bunch of stuff. But the important thing here, obviously, is that Amazon Luna support is being added today, which is like Amazon's cloud gaming service, right? And Samsung Gaming Hub is the incorporation to being pushed out by Samsung on many of their products right now. Their 2020, specifically their 2022 lineup of TVs and monitors, where they have integrated support for many of the top platforms for the like cloud gaming, right? So NVIDIA, GeForce Now, Xbox, cloud gaming, stuff like that. And Luna's being going to be added to the platform as of today, where Samsung basically it's no hardware needed outside of the monitor or TV itself. Many of the games you just are able to play through the gaming hub, have a subscription to those services, and you just hook up a controller, right? And you play. Size, what's up, buddy? Played through the game 86 times. Dragon's Dogma 86 times. Dude, that is wild. That is wild. See, and I have a lot of respect for people that do that. I don't understand personally, and this is just me. I don't understand how people don't get bored of playing a game 86 times. Um, And I understand. I mean, people do it all the time because that's what speedrunners do too, right? I mean, they play a game over and over and over and over and over, and for them, it's a very competitive thing. They're always trying to get a better time. So it's not necessarily them playing it for the experience of what the game has to offer, lore wise or story wise. Anything like that. It's like trying to beat their time. It's a competitive kind of gameplay thing, but it's still playing the same title over and over and over. Size, how you doing, buddy? And there are a lot of people that go back to titles and have played titles just like that. I mean, play a title consistently over and over and over, and I respect it. I respect it. And there are quite often titles that I've gone back to and played, and because I enjoy them, they've been a big part of me as who I am as a gamer. The Final Fantasy titles and Castlevania titles and stuff like that, right? I'm great, buddy. Thanks for asking, man. I'm glad you're good too. But to just consistently play a game like that over and over and over, there's just so many other titles and games that I want to experience what they have to offer me. That I feel like getting myself wrapped up in a game to where I'm just playing it consistently, nonstop, over and over. And I mean, as far and this is just for me, for those people that are able to get that much joy and pleasure out of a game repetitively like that, that's money well spent. Am I right? That's some really well spent money right there. But for me, I'm always wanting to see what else is out there as far as the gaming world has to offer me for immersion and experience wise and stuff. And I love Dragon's Dogma, man. That is one of my favorite all time games. I love Dragon's Dogma. Um, but to just go back and play it 86 times, there's no way. There's no way for me. I don't know. That's just me though. That's just me. Personally, yeah. For me, that is what would happen to me. I mean, even just playing a game for the first time, I can definitely experience burnout in a game playing it for the first time if it's not been developed in a way that provides, if it's a very long playthrough that doesn't incorporate game mechanics that make it feel nice and fresh and non-repetitive throughout the gameplay, then I will start getting bored and kind of burnt out on the game as I play through it the first time. So, I mean, a big part of it is how well is the game devved, right? For sure. Um, but personally, just I guess my personality and the way I go at games, being able to go back and play them, repetitively back to back, I would get burnt out very quickly. Yeah. Well, Gwent's a bit of a different thing, though, right? I mean, we're talking about a card game, that a competitive. So there's definitely, excuse me, there's definitely some things to take into consideration here. I mean, you talk about online multiplayer competitive environments, right? Whether it be a first-person shooter or a trading card game. It's a bit different in that respect, right? Um, they are those kinds of games are not built in a way, gameplay wise, for you to get as burnt out as, say, going and playing a primarily single player game, playing through the game, and then going back and playing it again 86 more times. You know what I mean? There's a difference there in the way those games are developed and meant for a player to repeatedly play them. Replayability, as it were, right? Um, in that respect, many FPSs are nowadays, especially, built around being online competitive live service games, and they are built around people being there day to day, playing matches continually every single day, and that's what prevents the burnout, right? That's what prevents the burnout more than a single player game would in playing it repetitively, and any other competitive game for that matter. It's always about progression and getting better because you've got competition outside of just computer based AI stuff, right? Um, WoW is the only game I have sleepless nights, yeah. So, in that regard, and you bring up a good point, Size, um, I think it's very important to differentiate between the differences in what kind of games we're addressing in that regard, right? Like, I mean, a game like Dragon's Dogma, which is primarily a single player, it's got some online aspects to it, but primarily it's a single player campaign type of playthrough, right? Um, Whereas, something like Gwent, where you're going in and playing the game as a competitive type of playthrough for an online live service game, is not meant to. It's meant to play more consistently on a day to day basis, repetitively. You know, important to note. Um, yeah, I mean, look, Activision Zing. I'm not going to dive into this either. We already know what this is. Activision Zynga takeovers could be just the start of what is happening in the industry. Absolutely. I think the thing that saves the industry right now is it's a cyclical kind of endeavor that happens within the or process that happens within the gaming industry, and that's in business in general. But what we're seeing right now is very large, massive corporations uh, taking over other very large, massive corporations within gaming, right? Um, and a lot of these big companies have lost, in my perception, have lost a lot of what made them great developers in the first place. Um, not all, not all, but some. And I think that what really keeps the industry afloat are indie devs. There are so many great indie developers out there, and that's why I love to try to promote supporting indie developers because they do such a great job of bringing in so much passion into the games that they bring to us, you know. But it's kind of the way it works, right? Indie developers start small. They come out with these great ideas and these great concepts and these amazing games they create, and then boom, all of a sudden they get big, and quite often these indie developers turn into, you know, these big juggernaut companies that we once fell in love with because they were these small, amazing indie developers. And then they get bought out. And as they get bought out, there's some amazing new indie developer at that same time that is basically being created and taking on the role that old indie developer at one time held themselves. You know, it's a cyclical kind of world in business in general. The way that works, you know, it's just it's harder. The more large companies there are that really have a hold and have their roots ingrained in everything, the harder it kind of gets for smaller businesses to take hold and get started. Not necessarily the case in gaming. It's a bit easier than traditional business to go ahead and just start creating your own game and get it out there in today's day, anyways. But it still holds true in many aspects, anyways. Talked about that already. Have you guys tried multiverses yet? Not my game. Yeah, I mean, not really mine either, but it's very popular apparently. Um, Looks like right now it's the most popular title being played on Steam Deck. I know a lot of people have been playing it. They've had some significant balancing issues that needed to be addressed, but that's usually the case for any fighting game that comes out. Um, I won't dive into that, but we've continued to see more and more news about how popular multiverses has been. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah, size. Right on, right on. I don't know that multiverses is all that hardware intensive, though. I don't know that the requirements for a game like that are all that high. But if it's not your cup of tea, then I get it. I don't know that I'll jump in it either. If the community wanted to try it out and play and everything, then I'm about. That's one of my things is like, especially for free to play games. I'm always looking for titles, especially free to play titles that the community can get into. They might be interested in playing that we can all play together, for sure. Things that the community isn't going to have to spend money on necessarily. Again, AEW Fight Forever reveal. Let's take a look. This is going to be the big competitor to the WWE games that we've had forever. So AWE is a new pro wrestling game coming out, and there will finally be some competition to the WWE games that have basically been the only wrestling games that have been out there for the longest time now. Competition is good. Competition is good. Yeah, we kind of read about this yesterday. There was the entire like script and everything that had been prepared or was developed by Square Enix for the new Tomb Raider game got leaked, was read out on a podcast, a very popular podcast. Then basically Square Enix put out a cease and desist, pull it down. We're gonna come after you, um, and it's a real weird situation because Square Enix is currently selling uh, the Tomb Raider IP to Embracer. So it's a real weird situation, man. But we read about it yesterday a little bit. All right, look, I'm not going to dive into this either, but this is something that I keep telling everybody, I keep warning everybody within this community and in our news segments about regarding crypto based gaming, okay? You can just take a look at this title. Major hack on play to earn crypto games, a matter of time, okay? Um, Unsatisfactory cybersecurity measures among play to earn crypto games pose a great risk to GameFi projects. Guys, it it literally every single game that comes out that's going to be based on NFTs and blockchaining and have a base of crypto economy and everything, they're going to tell everybody they're going to be out in front of all of this and going, our security is great. You're not going to have to worry about your money. Um, Crypto secure. Um, this is a good investment, right? But we've already seen it many, many times where the software developers have left significant vulnerabilities that have allowed hackers to work their way in. Pinky, what's up, dude? And have basically ruined the economy surrounding a game that was based on crypto. We saw it. One of the biggest examples so far has been Axie Infinity, where they got hacked for $600 million worth of, I think it was Ethereum they were based on, their cryptocurrency, right? And um, adults are going to do what they want to do with their money. That's the way it is. If you want to go get into all this, you know, Web3, blockchain, crypto based, play to earn, that is your prerogative, okay? Do what you want to do. All I can say is my advice is to stay away. If you are planning on getting into any of these ventures, if it seems like something that you're very interested in and you want to try to invest your money into something like this and then to the greatest extent possible, educate yourself on these software developers that you're potentially going to be investing in. Let's go. To try to protect yourself because they're all going to say that they are secure. But when it comes down to it, all you have is their word, right? And there are a lot of really, really, really smart hackers out there. So protect yourselves. That's it. All right, size. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shake weight jam. One of PlayStation's best games becomes Steam Deck verified. Let's see what this is. Pinky, how you been, buddy? How's that sleep schedule coming along, dude? Dead by Daylight Studios' new game is a building and raiding game. What? Let's see what this is. Yeah, yeah. My bad. My bad. I don't know what I was thinking. Walking Dead bundle offers hit games for $1. It's probably a humble bundle thing. Let's take a look. We already talked about this the past couple of days. Not going to dive into that. Okay. Just a big what if article. I'm not going to dive into that. See what else we got. Dude, that's like the story of my life anymore. That's the way I always feel. Tired and hungry, dude. It's just that's the way I feel like I'm always at. I'm just always tired and hungry. So I eat and then I get more tired and then I sleep and then I wake up and I'm more hungry. So I eat and then I get more tired, so I sleep and then I get more hungry after I wake up, so I eat. But then I eat and I get tired again, so I go back to sleep. You see where this is going? Yeah, we've already got an article up about this, so I won't dive into this one as well, but we have an article up about that. Evo's this weekend, yeah? I think he starts tomorrow. Let me see real quick. Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, starts tomorrow. Dude, I love fighting games. And I love watching fighting game tournaments. Uh there's a lot of knowledge that goes into the people that are competitive in these games. And it's really, really impressive. I mean, obviously, while you're watching them play in real time, all you're seeing is them fight, right? But if you actually take the time to dive into everything that these individuals know, as far as their characters, their mains that they're good at utilizing as their characters they play, and all the other knowledge they know about the other characters in the games and everything too, it's really, really wild, man. Again, the thing that feels really bad here is that Nintendo's not allowing Smash to be played at Evo anymore because they are just being petty and kind of spiteful about the fact that PlayStation bought out Evo last year. And it just feels bad for lovers of Smash because this was a big tournament for competitive Smash players. So, I don't know. Feels bad. Talked about Project L yesterday. I'm not going to dive back into it. If you're not aware, Project L is the new fighting game based around the world of League of Legends that is being created by Riot. And we saw a bit of gameplay. Looks really cool. Oh, really? Have you tried it? No, you haven't tried. You just kind of took a look at it. From what I saw, you can choose different AI models and it also supports image generation. Oh, really? All right. Cool. Hey, thanks, dude. Attention, this game requires high-end NVIDIA GPU, does not work with AMD. Please check the system requirements before buying. If you do not have an NVIDIA GPU, you can try the smallest model, 125M, using the CPU, but it will be more like a fever dream than a cohesive story. Introducing AI Roguelite, the world's first text-based RPG where every location, NPC, enemy, item, and crafting recipe is generated completely from scratch by artificial intelligence. Describe your starting universe, underwater city, for example, and the AI will figure out the rest. AI generated entities. What weapons might you find in an underwater city? Which enemies might you find? Where else can you go from there? All these questions are answered by the GPT technology running on your GPU, so you can explore a truly infinite world. That's basically Rapture, right? They're creating Rapture. Let's be honest. AI generated crafting recipes. What item could you make if combining a wooden stick with a rock? What about a computer chip with a zombie brain? The AI decides which item should be produced based on the names of the ingredients. AI generated combat. What happens when you try to attack a Terminator robot with a raw salmon. there, there are no traditional item stats. Instead, whether an attack is successful depends entirely on its AI-generated name and description. The AI then generates a plausible set of events following what happens when you use it as a weapon against the enemy. Finally, the AI is fed its own story, from which it tries to figure out whether the enemy was killed, injured, or unharmed. AI-generated illustrations. Every entity gets an illustration generated by VQGAN clip technology running on your GPU. Each image takes 30 to 60 seconds to complete, but the game can still be played while they're being generated. Dude, that's pretty cool, man. Take a look at this real quick. 'This could be really fun to just play in the community for a few days and just like have everybody vote on like what decisions we're gonna make and things like that. These kinds of games could be a lot of fun for us to just have some chill days with. See what happens, what turns out in these storylines. Yo, cool, thanks, buddy. That's awesome, dude. If you guys are interested, thanks, man. That's awesome. Thank you. 10 Cent is raising its stake in Ubisoft. Okay, let's see what's going on there. Nintendo will not be announcing new hardware this year. I don't think that's a surprise. I'm not going to dive into that then. At least that's some confirmation there. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, we've talked about that. This is just speculation again. I'm not diving. Dude, there's so much crap revolving around Rockstar and speculation of GTA 6 and rumor mill crap. Dude, I'm just so done with it right now. Till we get some kind of like actual official news coming out, I'm done with the Rockstar GTA 6 crap. A disaster waiting to happen. Metalfish combines a PC case with an aquarium. I mean, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard of. It most of the time aquariums are built very, very well, and they're not gonna fish are gonna boil. Yeah. That is a cause for concern there, dude. Yeah. Yeah, if there's not some kind of like really nice insulation for the bottom, because you can see right here, like this is the there, this is your GPU, right? This is your GPU, and the aquarium sits right on top of here. So it looks like all your computer parts would actually be pretty safe. It looks like that's actually like some plexiglass and stuff that would prevent water from going down in here if anything did happen. But this is still going to heat this plexiglass up, and that heat is going to rise up into that aquarium, dude. So, yeah. GPUs are notorious for getting very, very hot too. So, I don't know. What could possibly go wrong? I hear your cry. Well, dead fish and concerns over electrocution aside, if you want a case with a bit more life, this certainly ticks that box. Totally worth, dude. Totally worth. You know, if you're interested, there you go. I'm not gonna dive any further into that, but I mean, I don't know if they were able to insulate the aquarium to where it didn't take on any of the heat from the PC. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard of concept wise. I love aquariums, dude. I grew up with an aquarium, not a big one or anything, but I love an aquarium is just very calming and relaxing to me, and I think having the base of it just it's very sleek looking, man. But there are issues that surround that, right? Absolutely. Okay, let's just stick with what we got here. Uh, Tencent seeks to raise stake in Assassin's Creed maker Ubisoft. Okay. Tencent Holdings plans to raise its stake in French video game group Ubisoft Entertainment as the Chinese gaming giant pivots to the global gaming market. Four sources with direct knowledge of the matter told Reuters. China's largest social network and gaming firm, which bought a 5% stake in Ubisoft in 2018, has reached out to the French firm's founding Guillemot family and it expressed interest in increasing its stake in the firm, the sources said. Not clear how much more Tencent plans to own in Ubisoft, valued at $5.3 billion, but Tencent aims to become the single largest shareholder of the French company with an additional stake purchase, two of the sources said. Tencent plans to buy a part of the additional stake in Ubisoft, the maker of the blockbuster Assassin's Creed video game franchise, from the Guillemot family, which owns 15% of the firm, three of the sources said. Tencent could offer up to 100 euros or 101 US dollars per share to acquire the additional stake. Two of the sources with knowledge of the internal discussion said paid 66 euros per share for the 5% stake in 2018. Ubisoft shares surged more than 15% after the Reuters report. Shares in Guillemot Corp, the holding company in which the Guillemot family owns the majority shareholding, were trading up more than 7%. Two of them added the Chinese firm will also seek to acquire shares from public shareholders of Ubisoft to boost its ownership and become the single largest shareholder. About 80% of the French firm's shares are owned by public shareholders, according to its latest annual report. It looks like Tencent's coming in to try to take primary ownership of Ubisoft, is what it looks like. Rando mode time, guys. There you go, Pinky. All the sources declined to be named as they are not authorized to speak to the media. Tencent and Ubisoft declined to comment. Representatives of the Guillemot family could not be immediately reached for comment. Details of the deal have yet to be finalized and are subject to change, said the people who spoke on condition of anonymity, as the information is private. The planned stake purchase, Tencent's latest major foreign deal since a regulatory crackdown in late 2020, will help it offset some of the pressures in the domestic gaming market. China's video games market, the world's largest, has become fiercely competitive and very restricted as well. Tencent has submitted to the Gilmour family a term sheet, a non-binding offer describing the basic terms and conditions of an investment, said one of the people with a price way above the company's current price to ward off potential competition. The aggressive offer also comes as global gaming powerhouses have been rushing to snap up quality independent game makers in recent years, which are in scarcity, two of the sources said. Tencent's senior executives flew to France in May to meet the Gilmour family about the purchase, two of the people said. All right. I mean, from the beginning of the year, we've kind of been hearing throughout the industry and our news segments and research that of the major developers out there that had the potential to get acquired outside of what has already happened with Activision Blizzard going to getting purchased by Microsoft and Bungie getting purchased by Sony, the three that kind of stood out as potential studios to get purchased moving forward were Ubisoft, EA, and Square Enix, right? And we've already seen Square Enix at this point agree to sell off all their North American studios to Embracer Group, along with IPs of Thief, what was it, Deus Ex, and Tomb Raider, right? Because they're trying to pivot very heavily, unfortunately, as far as I'm concerned, into blockchain, NFTs, things like that. Yeah, dude, Pinky, same thing I said, dude. Same thing I said. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe somebody already, and that's what I wanted to see how they proved it. Yeah, we're gonna take a look. Yeah. So, I mean, seeing that Tencent is trying to move in and take probably primary stakeholdership in Ubisoft is not necessarily surprising. They were definitely one of those companies we knew were in a prime position to kind of be bought out. Ah. Someone finally beat the $20,000 Halo 2 challenge. This challenge has not been up for very long, by the way. At least for the $20,000 part of it. It was probably streamed. That's what I kind of figured. Once called impossible, it was considered one of the most difficult feats in the history of video games. Earlier this year, Charlie Critical White issued a challenge. He offered $5,000 to anyone who could complete a full solo playthrough of Halo 2 on Legendary difficulty with 13 of the difficulty modifying skulls activated. The 14th skull, called Envy, gives you active camouflage in place of your flashlight. 3 weeks later, with nobody claiming it, he bumped the reward up to $20,000. In the 18 years since Halo 2's release, no recorded instance of anyone achieving this feat existed. Today, after dozens of attempts spread over the previous weeks, Twitch streamer Jervalin finally completed the challenge in a run that took just shy of 6.5 hours. He made use of an incredible amount of skill as well as tricks and glitches, like the one that lets you bring a Banshee with you into the final fight against Tartarus. Things almost went sideways in the final minutes thanks to a brute with a shotgun who dodged a double grenade, but Jervalin managed to hold it together until the end. Jervalin was previously responsible for the first deathless Legendary All Skulls on run of any Halo game, having completed Halo 2 with all 14 skulls, including Envy Skull, active. That run was clocked at 5 hours 54 minutes and 40 seconds, while his latest feat took 6 hours 29 minutes and 44 seconds. Seems like a decent way to earn 20 grand. Yeah, no doubt, dude. 20, or what was it? The run took over 6 hours, right? But how many times did he try the run? So, but still, 20 grand, dude. That's a chunk of change right there. Pretty good. There you go. GG's. GG's to that win there. That's a nice feat. Pretty awesome. LG expands gaming offering with Google's Stadia Pro. I was getting to say that is a misprint. LG has partnered with Google to offer 3 free months of Stadia Pro on LG TVs. Smart TV manufacturers continue to push into the gaming sector with LG Electronics USA partnering with Google Stadia to offer 3 months of access to Stadia Pro for both new and existing LG Smart TV owners. Um, yeah, the announcement came on the same day that Samsung, which has launched a gaming hub on its TVs, made Amazon Luna cloud gaming service available on its smart TVs. Yup. We just read about that. Yeah, that's. I know. I know, Pinky. Yeah, I feel like Stadia is just like hanging on. You know what I mean? There's just like somebody pull us up, man. You know. That's what I mean. There have been so many rumors in the past where everybody's been like, "Well, Stadia's going away, Stadia's dying," and Google keeps coming out and going, "No, it's fine. Stadia's fine. It's not going anywhere." You know. So I don't know what to think really. I kind of figured this had to do with Samsung. Samsung's really promoting very heavily its gaming hub, and it looks like pretty cool integration for its TVs and monitors moving forward. And so LG is trying to do something to compete here. It doesn't seem like quite the same play, but it's something, I guess. Netflix, meanwhile, has pushed aggressively into gaming, and merger and acquisitions of gaming companies has hit record levels this year. Yeah. Smart TVs have become an increasingly popular approach for gamers because they don't require expensive consoles or PCs. Uh, yeah. The LG Google promotion applies to LG TV S2 operating web OS 5.0 or higher in the 22 countries where Stadia, Google's cloud gaming platform, is now available. Stadia offers more than 50 titles to play, with new titles added every month, unique discounts on games, and add-on content regularly offered. Um, no, I haven't heard of Manifold Garden. No, I haven't. Remind me when we finish these articles. I'll bring it up. Thanks, dude. Stadia Pro enables up to 4K HDR graphics for those 50 titles, 60 FPS gameplay, and immersive 5.1 surround sound. The Stadia Store features over 250 popular games available to buy. So, I don't know. Take that for what you will. Seems to me like Samsung Gaming Hub is kind of at the forefront of this TV stuff right now. Blizzard reportedly cans WoW spin-off MMO that spent 3 years in development. Codenamed Neptune, the game was being developed by the Chinese gaming giant NetEase. A new report in Bloomberg says that Blizzard and NetEase have canceled a World of Warcraft spin-off after 3 years of development. The game was being developed by NetEase, China's second largest gaming company after Tencent, which co-developed Diablo Immortal. Blah. According to the report, the spinoff was internally referred to as Neptune and was intended to be a mobile World of Warcraft MMO set in a different time period to the main game. NetEase apparently had a team of over 100 people working on the title and has reportedly been disbanded, with only some of those retaining roles at the company. Bloomberg's report puts the cancellation down to a dispute between Blizzard and NetEase over terms, increasing, interestingly enough, rather than concerns over the product's quality. Neither NetEase nor Activision Blizzard have commented on the report. Blizzard is building mobile momentum right now, thanks to Diablo Immortal, which has been hugely successful despite controversies over its microtransactions. While it also has Warcraft Arclight Rumble coming up. What? What is that? I'm not even familiar with what this title is. Mobile action strategy game set within the Warcraft universe, where collectible minis come to life. They very original concept there, Blizzard. Weird. Seems like I've seen this kind of thing before. Again, I mean that's what they. I mean that's what the world does, though, right? I mean they rip off each other's concepts, and that's the way it works. But I didn't even know they were coming out with a game like this. Yo, dude, no, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, baked potatoes rock. We do actually we bake sweet potatoes quite often, dude. Baked sweet potatoes too. Baked regular potatoes as well. But baked sweet potatoes happen quite often in our household too. Yeah, man, absolutely. For me, a loaded baked potato. Let's go, baby. Some chives, some sharp cheddar on there, some sour cream, a little bit of bacon. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. I'll just throw a steak on top of it. You know what I mean? Um, but potatoes, yeah. The partnership between Blizzard and NetEase goes way back to 2008. The Chinese company has, for example, been operating WoW in China since 2009. NetEase has published all of the Blizzard games released in China, has partnered with it on development, and is heavily involved in stuff like the Overwatch League. Given such a long-standing and intertwined relationship, the apparent cancellation of Neptune seems unlikely to be the beginning of a major rift, not least because Blizzard arguably needs NetEase more now than ever. Chinese government is in the middle of a big tech crackdown, yeah, with gaming firmly in the CCP sights. Even the titans like Tencent are being brought to heel. So if Blizzard wants to keep raking in the renminbi, is that right? It has to keep its Chinese friends on side. Yeah. All right. I just, I just want Microsoft. I want that acquisition to happen to see what Microsoft can do with that company. Hopefully, turn it around. AEW Fight Forever reveal is amazing news for fans of wrestling's best ever games. Wrestling games have come full squared circle with the news. THQ Nordic and Ukes are behind the forthcoming AEW Fight Forever video game. Publisher FKA THQ is responsible for some of the best WWF and WCW games of yesteryear and is now tag teaming up with former WWE game developer Ukes for the long-awaited sim from the All Elite Wrestling crew. Stars like CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Chris Jericho will front the game. While there's no release date yet, we do know loads more about the game now. There's some screenshots, the first teaser trailer, albeit one that shows nothing, and news on a raft of game modes. According to a press release, grappling gamers will be able to take part in single matches, tag team, three-way, four-way, ladder matches, battle royale matches, falls count, anywhere matches, unsanctioned lights out matches, and gulps, exploding barbed wire death matches. There will also be online co-op modes where wrestlers can perform special sequences of moves too. There's a career mode and a deep create a wrestler feature that includes movesets, entrances, and arenas. The announcement says AEW Fight Forever's deep career mode highlights the fun and personality of an all-elite wrestler's life on the road. Players can create and develop their own wrestler who joins the AEW roster and appears in matches and stories over an event schedule. Points are earned by winning matches and fulfilling certain objectives, which can then be used to enhance their wrestler's stats. Let's go, dude. One of AEW's top stars, Kenny Omega, is heavily involved in the game and says, quote, one of the first things I did after signing with AEW was to ask Tony Khan to let me help assemble the best gaming team on the planet. To make the best wrestling game ever. Well, we just landed the perfect finisher by partnering with global publishing and distribution powerhouse THQ Nordic for AEW Fight Forever. The THQ brand has long been synonymous with wrestling games. There's simply no more qualified partner to bring AEW Fight Forever to the millions of wrestling fans the world over. There will be a showcase of the game on August 12th, where we'll probably learn much more. However, we know the game will be available for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series XS, and One, PC via Steam and Switch. That's good, dude. A lot of platforms. In another live, THQ was involved in hit wrestling games like WWF No Mercy for the N64, WWF SmackDown for PS1, the SmackDown vs. Raw series, and the awesome WCW NWO Revenge for N64. Yeah, baby. Cool. Again, well, one of the reasons this is such a good thing is that, and we've talked about this here recently, so many sports titles have, for a long, long time now, only been developed by one studio, right? There's only been one title for these different kinds of sports, whether it be American football or what in America is referred to as soccer, the rest of the world as football. Um, Wrestling as well, and now we're getting things like EA and FIFA have are no longer collaborating, so we're going to have multiple European football titles. We're now going to have multiple, or at least two professional wrestling games. And the reason this is good is because it is going to create competition, which means that it is going to make these companies, these developers, try harder at creating quality products, man. If you go look at the reviews for the release of the WWE games over the past number of years, they're pretty brutal. Um, and I can't help but think that in large part it's due because there are no other games being released that are wrestling games, right? They don't need to be WWE, just wrestling games in general. There are no other wrestling games really being produced of that genre, of that sport, and therefore they're like, we'll just push something out mediocre at best, and because it's all there is, fans of the sport will buy it, and that sucks, man. So, fortunately, we're getting to a place now where we're getting more titles within these specific sports coming out, and it can only mean one thing. It's competition, and it means that it's going to be the catalyst for these developers to want to do a better job because there's competition now. It's good stuff. One of PlayStation's best games to become Steam Deck verified. One of the best games on PlayStation is coming to Steam soon, and yes, it is already verified for Steam Deck. Steam Deck, yeah, we already know about Steam Deck, man. PlayStation has been expanding its library to PC with games like God of War and Days Gone, and later this month, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered will join the bunch. Insomniac Games has confirmed that Marvel Spider-Man Remastered is already Steam Deck verified, so players will be able to take Spidey's adventure on the go. Of course, only time will tell how well it will perform, but verified means that it has been tested and approved for the device. It is essentially a seal of approval, so in theory, it should perform well enough to play the game start to finish. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered won't be the only Spider-Man game coming to PC, however. Already been confirmed that Miles Morales will also be coming to Steam later this year, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty safe bet Miles Morales will also be come verified for Steam Deck. And Insomniac is also currently working on Wolverine. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. Dead by Daylight Studios' new game is a building and raiding FPS. Meet Your Maker is coming in 2023, but a playtest is set to kick off in August. This month. Yes. Dead by Daylight Studio Behavior Interactive unveiled a new first-person building and raiding game called Meet Your Maker that challenges players to build and raid sprawling fortified outposts in the horrific wasteland of the future. The Earth is dying, you see, and rather than addressing the root causes, humanity's overlords decided the thing to do was to create an artificial being called the Chimera? Is it Chimera? Or Chimera? It's Chimera, right? Chimera? I'm such a pleb. Chimera? Chimera. I'm being told. which is somehow going to save what little life remains on the planet. But in order to make that happen, the Chimera must evolve, and in order to evolve, it needs pure genetic material. That's where you come in. Using a system of customizable digital building blocks, players will create their own unique outposts and stock them with traps and guards whose behaviors are controlled by a simple AI recording system. These imposing post-apocalyptic outposts are where you'll extract and protect that sweet, sweet genetic material, GenMat, in the game's parlance. But of course, survival is a zero-sum game. For me to live, you must die, or something like that. And so, along with nurturing your own GenMat, you also need to get out there and steal everyone else's, and mash up some of their stuff while you're at it. Building and raiding in Meet Your Maker can be done solo or in teams of 2. Raiding is entirely asynchronous. Excuse me. I'm terrible. Asynchronous, but the built-in recording system will enable players to see attacks on their outposts in their entirety, and to iterate their bases and modify their guards in response. Along with the genetic material required to upgrade your Chimera, successful raids will also grant new building resources and upgrades, allowing for more and more dangerous base building options. The game is built on UGC and creates deep social connections, whether you play alone or co-op. Creative director Ash Panal said, "As a builder, share your meticulously built outposts and watch other players take them on via our replay system. It never gets old to watch others die. You'll reap rewards and learn how to strengthen your creation. As a raider, you'll try, die, retry, and eventually gain the knowledge to extract that GenMat and exit victoriously. In both cases, it's highly entertaining and always fun to watch. Meet Your Maker is expected to launch sometime in 2023, but the first closed playtest is set to begin much sooner, on August 23rd. If you'd like to check it out for yourself, you can sign up to take part at meetyourmakergame.com. Take a look real quick.
Hello, my name is Ash, and today I'm excited to introduce you to the latest game from Behavior Interactive, Meet Your Maker. Meet Your Maker is a devious take on first-person building and raiding game. Gameplay revolves around the creation and infiltration of standalone levels called outposts. And every outpost you'll encounter has been designed by a player to kill other trespassing players. Outposts are deadly maze-like structures teeming with a lethal array of customizable traps and guards. They extract and protect the most coveted resource in this post-apocalyptic Earth, pure genetic material. Welcome to the Sanctuary, your base of operations. This is your hub to upgrade your arsenal and plan your next move. The Sanctuary plays home to the Chimera, a living experiment created as a last resort to save life on Earth. As its custodian, you must provide it with the genetic material it needs to survive and evolve, which you'll acquire through building and raiding outposts. Building in Meet Your Maker is level design at its most malicious. Your objective is simple: build and fortify outposts to lure, outwit, and kill all trespassing players. To do this, you'll need to draw from an ever-expanding toolbox of block types, guards, and traps. Each category of trap can be altered with its own unique series of modifications. These range from speed, duration, bounce, invisibility, and more, giving you ultimate control over your deadly arsenal. Guards can also be modified with their own unique augments. Then, take control of our AI recording system to pre-record custom patrol paths for each guard and distract, surprise, or swarm your enemy. Customize your creation to truly make it your own with cosmetics, props, and accent lights.
They've got some
Enjoy your handiwork by watching raiders challenge your outpost via the replay system at any time. Progress and resources can never be lost by being raided. So watch and learn from those who live, and return whenever you wish to improve on your design. With your outpost now extracting Genmat and racking up the kills, it's the perfect time to go raid other players' creations. Raiding is methodical, but also lightning fast, making for satisfying first-person combat.
I'll talk about it after
Get in,
over.
grab the Genmat, and make it out alive. Projectiles can be deflected, guards can fall victim to their own traps, and your grapple hook provides the added mobility to escape hot situations or close in and take down threats. Gain an edge by customizing your loadout to suit your playstyle, or adapt to the challenge ahead. And while Genmat remains your focus, rewards are all around you. Destroy traps and guards to drop building materials and rare parts for construction and upgrades. Raiding is challenging, and multiple attempts are part of the process. So, learn from your mistakes, take another step forward with every attempt, and master any outpost that stands in your way. And should you ever wish to combine your creativity or need a little backup, you can always team up to build or raid outposts with a friend. Meet Your Maker is a game that will never stop evolving. Through your creativity, iteration, and an ever-expanding toolbox adding to your arsenal on a regular basis, the possibilities are truly endless. The world of Meet Your Maker is waiting for you to shape it. We couldn't be more excited to see what you do. Thank you for watching.
Wild. Wild. Okay. Let's look at the new game coming out by the devs of Dead by Daylight. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so a few days ago, whenever the it was a few days ago whenever the people had first gotten their hands on the testing of Doc's new game, the Dead Drop. I think that's the name of it. And I mean, I've got a few different things to say about it. I again, if you want to go back and take a look at the previous news segment, that I think it was probably from the 1st of August that we hit on it. This is what I mean. My thought initially behind the way they're giving people access to the game, I'm not a fan of. 10,000 NFTs have been made, and $50 a pop. You can get an NFT and you get access to the early, you get early access to the game. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of the whole NFT thing anyways. And ultimately, I think that if I was going to be a game dev, I want people trying my game to get feedback, and also to test, right? To test my servers and things like that. So making people pay to get in to give me the feedback that I need would make me feel that's like a weird concept to me. So I'm not a real big fan of the way they went about doing that. Now, with that being said, they've caught about a lot of backlash so far regarding, what the current state of what they pushed out for people to try had to offer. But the game is still in early development, man. It's like, I don't know what people were expecting at this point. But it's not like they were pushing out a finished product for people to try out. And it was, here's a map. Let it, check out the environment that we've got built up. This is a gun. This is This is how it fires. This is how it reloads. That's about it, right? And then people were like, I think the most of the backlash they were getting for the what people had, they had given people access to try out at that point was just that there wasn't a lot of content, But it's like the game's in early development, man. I mean, they're trying to give. What I will give them credit for is that they're trying to push out content for the people that did pay for the early access stuff. They're trying to push out early access content for those people to try, so they're not just leaving them high and dry. They're trying to give them. The gun took like 30% of the screen, did it? Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons that I think, again, it's important that during the development of a game, especially a very high-profile game and everything. I mean, I can tell you, if I was a game developer, I want as many people engaged and giving me feedback as possible. Sorry. So, I mean, that's just one of those things, right? Is uh, That's part of why you want people having early access. Constructive criticism. Now, there's a difference, right? You're going to get people that are just nasty and kind of assholes about stuff. And those are the kinds of people that you don't necessarily take a lot of. You don't put a lot of stock into people giving feedback that are nasty, right? But a big part of the whole process behind game development and giving people access to your gameplay at different points throughout the development process is to get good constructive feedback and to take that into consideration as you move forward in developing the finalized product, right? So if the gun was like insanely large on the screen and you don't want that. You want to be able to see what you're shooting at, not just what you're shooting with, then that's appropriate feedback. That's why you're giving people access, right? But again, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I find it really odd that they're like, you got to pay to be a part of this, like that feels bad to me, man. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate you bringing it up. We definitely hit on it. I didn't catch the whole massive gun on the screen thing. We didn't watch a lot of video of it because it was like both the videos that came up in the articles we found were like 15 minutes long, and I just linked them in chat. I was like, take a look. We read about it, and I was like, take a look. If you want to watch the video, watch the video. It was just too long. The videos were too long, so that's why we didn't watch them. Walking Dead bundle offers hit games for $1. The Walking Dead is a long-running TV series in its own right with several spin-offs to its name too, but it's also gotten several video game adaptations over the years. For those who have either skipped over one or two of those, or those who want to complete their collections, you're in luck. Humble Bundle. Yeah, offering quite the deal on games stemming from The Walking Dead. You get 3 different titles starting at just $1, but if you want to pay a bit more than that, you can end up with 8 different products adapted from The Walking Dead for less than the price you'd pay for a new release. For those unfamiliar with Humble Bundle, the retailer offers themed bundles like this one for The Walking Dead's 10th anniversary. The age of the games varies depending on what the bundle's centered around, but in this case, you've got everything from old narrative adventures from Telltale Games, as well as the 2020 game The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. As is the case with all Humble Bundle sales, however, these games are only playable on PC and can be redeemed via Steam. Full list of games can be found below. Paying $1 will get you the first 3 titles, these guys, and paying $8.85 US, $8.85 US, almost $9, will get you the first 6. Paying $11 will get you all 8 titles. Want to pay more than that? The excess goes to charity, the games, publishers, and to Humble. The final title here, Saints and Sinners, is a VR title. So you'll need a compatible headset before you make use of that, okay? This bundle is available from now until the 17th of August, so just under a couple weeks. The link doesn't even take you to Humble. That's awesome. This does, though. There you go. If you're wanting to see the bundle, I'm going to link this in. I'll just link both of these in chat. But there you go. You can pay $11 and get everything. If you're into The Walking Dead, yeah. I'll link these. There you go. Final article for this morning's news segment. If you have anything else pertinent for our news segment regarding video gaming, the industry, tech in general, especially in regards to gaming, stuff like that, then let me know. We'll address it before we move forward and get into day 24 of The Witcher. All right, guys. Tech Raptor has an article for us here. Paldea region revealed for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Today, Nintendo held a Pokemon live stream. This was probably yesterday. When was this article? Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday, Nintendo held a Pokemon Presents live stream showing off lots of new information about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and various other Pokemon games. We now have an official name for the new game's region, as well as a new story info and plenty more. The new region is going to be called Paldea, and your task in the game will be to explore it. Imagine that. Learning about its culture, its people, and its Pokemon. Game will feature 3 stories running alongside one another. First, you'll be tackling 8 gyms to prove yourself as a Pokemon champion. There will be 2 other concurrent stories to discover as well. Nintendo is remaining tight-lipped about what those stories are right now, but we'll likely find out more about them soon. The legendaries in Scarlet and Violet will be much more than just powerful Pokemon. They're also your means of conveyance around Paldea. The initiative to get to know Paldea and its people is called the Treasure Hunt, given to you by Mr. Clavel, the director of the academy in which you enroll at the start of the game. You'll also meet various other academy staffers, as well as gym leaders, other Pokemon trainers, and plenty more interesting Paldean folk. In a rather unusual twist, the exploration will be aided by your game's banner legendary, which is either Koraidon or Miraidon. Not only are these partner Pokemon pretty powerful, but they also double as vehicles. You can use them in drive mode to ride along the ground, aquatic mode to ride across the water, and glide mode to soar through the skies. What new mechanics? Big new mechanic this time around is called terrestrialization. Involves covering Pokemon in crystal sheen, which will enhance their move types. Can even completely change the type of the Pokemon. Each Pokemon now has a Terra type, which will inform what happens when you terrestrialize it. Even different Pokemon of the same species could have different Terra types. The presentation gave the example of Eevee, which would normally terrestrialize into a normal type, but could also become grass or water based on its Terra type. The early purchase bonus for the game is a Pikachu with the Terra type flying and can learn Fly. To this end, you'll also be able to engage in Terra raid battles in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which are kind of like Dynamax raid battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield. You and up to 3 friends will be able to battle special terrestrialized versions of Pokemon, then try to catch them when they're weakened. Unusually for the series, you'll be able to take action whenever you like. You won't need to wait for your friends to move first. This should be a good way to pick up some special Pokemon while you're on your journey. Also got a good look at a couple of new Pokemon coming to the Scarlet and Violet. Fidough is a rather adorable looking fairy type, basically a cross between a donut and a dog. Perfect! Who has a yeasty breath. Wooper is also a new regional form, which sees its coating itself with a poisonous film in order to stave off predators. Presentation also revealed Saititan, a massive Pokemon that looks kind of like a spiky landwell. Nice! Certain to get plenty more info about Paldean regional forms as we draw closer to the release date for Scarlet and Violet. It releases for Switch on November 18th. Looks like that's all we've got for now. Looks like that's what we've got for the new info regarding start playing what? Did it block that? Basically Pokemon VR. Oh, for real? Oh, that's wild. Okay. What did it block, dude? Revomon. Really? Oh, what was the other title I wanted to look up? Is it on Steam? Is Revomon on Steam? There's something else real quick before we end the news segment here. Let's look at these games real quick. No, it's not. What was the other one from Pinky here? Yeah, Manifold Garden. Thanks, dude. That's what I was looking for in chat. Thanks, dude. It's pretty, man. I love this art style. I love it, dude. So many developers are starting to use art styles like this. It's so flippin' pretty, dude. That made me feel like I was falling. Hey, thanks, Forrest. Thanks, buddy. Cool. Yo, let me know what you think about it, man. We'll pull it up real quick and see if we can see exactly what it is. Thanks, dude. Good morning, by the way. How are you, buddy? Gorgeous, dude. This is gorgeous. And overwhelmingly positive, man. Puzzle, surreal, abstract, first person, difficult. This looks really, really neat. Yeah, thanks, buddy. That's really cool. That's really cool. I'll share it in chat real quick. Thanks, Biggie. Thanks, buddy. Awesome, dude. Cool. Let's look up this. Ignore the tokens. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Yeah, it's got a crypto economy behind it. Yeah. Is that what this is? Let's see this about page. Is this all about like exciting new metaverse that combines an incredible immersive virtual reality experience with the groundbreaking technology behind NFTs? Yep. Synergy will allow for the creation of real value in a virtual world by leveraging blockchain technology. Pinky. We believe in a future where players truly own what they collect. Each Revomon can be swapped into a NFT. Believe in a game built and led by its community. Each token holder can vote on major decisions about the platform, the game, and its content. Play to earn. Believe in a place where your entertainment can be turned into a source of income. Staking and farming. By staking, farming Revo to help securizing in-game network activities, participants are rewarded for depositing and holding coins with constant guaranteed time-based returns. So I am guessing this is very, very, very similar to many other games that are built on the same premise, right? I mean, it's all about. I'm guessing. What I love is that it like you go to the about and it's straight up. It's not even the about page for the game isn't even about gameplay. It's automatically straight to NFT stuff. You know what I mean? That's what feels bad to me. Is like even if you don't have to buy into the NFT, that's what this game is built on is a cryptocurrency NFT blockchaining stuff. And they don't. You go to the about page. It's not even about the engaging gameplay it might have or anything. It's about NFTs and blockchaining and crypto and play to earn. It doesn't even really tell you anything about. Well, that's debatable. Transparent as far as what? So this is the thing for me. This is so look, I mean, dude, I'm not going to knock. I mean, if somebody wants to go play a game and they think they're going to have a fun experience playing a game or whatever, I am not going to knock you for going and trying to have a good, fun experience playing a game, you know. But this is where I have a big concern nowadays with what is happening in the gaming industry is that first and foremost, companies are moving away from what gaming has always been and what it should be is something that we do to escape and have fun. And they're turning it into a job. All right. So that's what is being created here, right? Understand that. Play to earn. Play to earn is turning what many people have often turned to as a form of entertainment to relax and immerse themselves in as apart from their daily life and everything, and they're turning this into a job for people. Yes, absolutely, Pinky. And I'm guessing what this game is much like any of these other games that we've read about in the news, right? Where it's you can get these, you can probably end up breeding them and making other ones. They can have different stats. If you end up getting a really powerful one, then people want to buy its offspring or whatever. That's usually the way these like monster games go or whatever in regards to. And not that you have to buy in, apparently, from what the worst is telling me, not that you apparently have to buy into the whole NFT crypto part of the game or whatever, but the I guess what I'm getting at here is there are so many companies that are so blinded by it's just money. It's not about us as true lovers of video games and stuff like that. It's about keeping people playing to keep that money going, and it just feels bad over kind of. I mean, it's different. It is different, but also kind of the same, yeah. So again, look, I mean, I'm not going to knock anybody for going and having fun in what. That's the thing that's tough for me, is because ultimately video games are meant for us to have fun, right? And that's why I love video games so much. Video games are an incredible amount of fun for me. And what is being done right now by this kind of stuff and many other developers and it, seeing companies that I grew up with, that I loved, like, or that I grew up loving, that I really have quite a disdain for at this point, like Blizzard and Square Enix is really kind of going over the line for me as well. Why not at this point, right, Pinky? I mean, what it shows me is that they've lost touch of what it means to be lovers of video games, and they're just only solely concerned with the bottom line, right? It's only about money. It's not about creating great content because of being video game lovers themselves. They just care about money. You know what I mean? That's all it is. No fun times. And that's the thing that's tough, is that I don't know that that's necessarily what it means. You know what I mean? Because the thing that sucks is they're incorporating it into this world that I love and that I want other people to love as well, right? Which is video games. And I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that as human beings, again, we all kind of have our own preferences and idea of what constitutes a fun experience for us on an individual level. And just because I am pretty against diving into anything that has any kind of incorporation of blockchaining, NFT, and stuff like that, I'm not necessarily going to knock anybody else for it if it means that they think they're going to go have an enjoyable, fun time in it. My big thing is trying to help people understand and prevent them from potentially getting scammed. There's just so much of it happening. These games that are based on crypto economies and these games that, it's all NFT and blockchaining, Web3, play to earn. And there's so much potential behind them for individuals to lose. And again, if people are going and playing these titles and having a fun experience, I'm not going to knock you for that, because ultimately that's why I love video games. But I am myself, what these mechanics mean for the industry and what I love about the industry, I cannot buy into it. That's why I just try to advise everybody to the greatest extent possible to be very, very careful. If you are planning on yourself engaging in these types of games that have these mechanics within them, so to me, it's cringy, for who I am and the things I love about gaming and the gaming industry. Anytime I see anything that has to do with NFTs and blockchain and I mean, I've said this from the get-go as well, that I don't even see the entire incorporation of NFTs and blockchain being a complete negative for the gaming industry. It's just that it's not being incorporated in a way that's mutually beneficial for both the gamer as a whole, incorporated into these gaming universes, and the developer. It's almost always incorporated in a way that is just as much money as can be made as possible for the developer, and it just seems very scummy. Yeah, the worst. Yeah, and I mean, for me, it again, if somebody's having a good time playing a video game, it's hard for me to argue with that, because ultimately that is the core of what video games are supposed to be for people. I want people to have fun enjoying the industry, which I love and am so very passionate about. Um, but I do very very much see this very these kinds of mechanics. I see them having a very negative impact on what the gaming industry uh, has as a whole. I don't see it as a good thing. Uh, it just to an even greater level, what we've seen happen to large industries over time, or these developers, what we've seen happen as they've gotten bigger to just have a sole focus on money and not about creating great content. Um, I think this just exacerbates that issue, right? Well, there's no doubt about that. And I don't think this is going away either. But again, that doesn't mean that we just turn a blind eye to it either. Yeah. Uh, Absolutely, Pinky. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think it's going away. Microtransactions are not going to go away either. But I don't think that means that we just turn a blind eye to it and we don't continue to express concerns and kind of try to fight the good fight for those of us that see it as a negative. Uh, so for me, I'm going to continue to voice my opinion and I know some people are going to see that as me being kind of a traditionalist in gaming or a boomer gamer, as it were. But I love gaming for what it's always been, which was a place for people to relax and escape and enjoy, immersing yourself in something other than, something that was primarily focused on just monetization, which is where so much of this has taken us nowadays. And to me, that just feels bad. It's taking away from the experience of what gaming has always given to so many of us, which has made so many people fall in love with gaming in the first place. The complete focus on monetization is just taking away from what gaming has always been, what's been so special about gaming in the first place. So, in that regard, I'll just continue to uh, voice my opinion and try to make sure that people understand. Uh, I want them to be careful. If you're going to engage in this kind of these types of games that incorporate these kinds of uh, pay to earn, pay to win, gambling kinds of mechanics, NFTs, Web3, blockchain, what have you, educate yourself to the highest possible extent that you can, and in order to protect yourself in this potential investment, if that's what you're seeing it as, um, to try not to get scammed. But I feel like it's a very hard thing not to. Very hard thing not to get scammed at this point. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But I mean, at the base of this, the worst, if you're able to go play this game and try it out and enjoy it without any kind of monetization, having to invest anything yourself and just try the game out for what the game has to offer outside of any of the crypto based pay to earn any of that stuff, then good for you, man. Good for you. Again, if you enjoy the game, who am I to argue with that? You know, can't. I can't really. I think the only thing I really have to say about that is the thing that makes it feel bad to me is that quite often the reason games are developed in such an engaging and fun way that also incorporate those kind of scummy feeling mechanics is because they want you to feel like you need to keep playing, right? They want the gameplay to feel good. They want it to feel engaging. They want you to feel like you need to keep coming back. And then you hit these kind of walls where you're not going to be able to progress further unless you start investing, you start paying, you know what I mean? And that's where it starts feeling bad to me. So that's where I really start not liking it. But, I mean, I don't know. Wick, what's up? play to earn games aren't targeting gamers. I would agree with that to an extent. Yeah, I think any kind of now any kind of software development that revolves around video game is targeting gamers to an extent, dude. Uh, because we love games. And there's no doubt about the fact that somebody's going to see a game, even if it incorporates play to earn, and they're just going to look at it for what the gameplay holds and go, oh, that looks like that could be fun. So they might not specifically be targeting gamers, but it is in fact going to target some gamers. It's going to attract gamers. Let's say that. Let's say that. Uh, so yeah, I mean, nobody said the gaming industry was easy either, right? I mean, we talk about that a lot. Um, yeah, it's tough. And we see a lot of companies pivoting into the industry right now. You've got Netflix and TikTok and all these other like social media and other entertainment companies that have been in entertainment for a while that haven't necessarily been in gaming that see the money to be made there and they're trying to pivot in, right? And we talk about it a lot. Is it easier to pivot in and get a start in the gaming industry if you've got, you know, a name to build off of and, of course, capital to invest? Of course. Does it mean you're going to be successful? Absolutely not. Because what it comes down to is, are you going to bring quality product to us as the consumer and lover of video games? That's what it really hinges on, right? Path of Exile has been a perfect example that we've used quite often in this channel too. The worst, as far as a free-to-play model that didn't actually. I mean, it has a microtransaction shop that has a little bit of quality of life play, and but for the most of the rest of it, it's just been skins and cosmetics and stuff. So there are a lot of different examples out there of very good ways to incorporate a microtransactions. Uh, and then there are very examples of very bad ways to do it too, right? I mean, we've seen all across the board. Yeah. If you guys are gonna engage in some of these, these games, I can't tell you not to. I mean, you're do what you do. All I can say is just be careful. For me, it's not something that. I mean, it's just like immediate, like pulling up the game immediately and seeing what it just threw right in my face was just it's cringy to me, man. It rubs me the wrong way. But ultimately, for you, all I can say is just if you're planning on engaging in these kinds of titles and potentially investing, just be careful. Be careful. Wick, it's good to see you, buddy. What's up? Everybody, thanks for being part of this news segment. Let's go ahead and we'll start pivoting into some gaming. Okay, great. It's a great talk, man, and we can continue to talk as we move forward into the gaming segment and stuff like that. But we need to go ahead and get into some Witcher Day 24. Okay. I think there are a lot of different ways to go about addressing and talking about the ins and outs and of what this new day and age of gaming is bringing to the table, right? And we'll continue to address, and we can continue talking about it today. If anybody is watching this as a VOD on YouTube and you're enjoying the content, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with me and the rest of these amazing outsiders here in this community. Whenever we go live every morning at 6 a.m. CST, and we start every single stream off with video gaming news, okay? If you also are enjoying the content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and maybe leave me a comment so we can have some more discussion regarding some of these topics that we went over today. All right. Other than that, everybody, just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch everybody for tomorrow, August 5th edition of Video Gaming News. All right.